Hi, welcome to the Rivera Family Homeschool Vlog. My name is Nicole Rivera. My husband and I have three boys, Phoenix, Griffin, and Falcon. One is in first grade-ish, it's hard with grades with homeschoolers because, anyway. And then the other one's preschool and the other one's just a toddler, and making homeschooling very interesting. So you can probably tell by the state of my hair how homeschooling is going right now. Not wonderfully. So I wanted to do a quick video on what am I doing, and it's not been easy. It's not been easy. What have I been doing when plans don't go to plan? Right now the toddler's napping, but he'll probably be up in a second to wreak havoc on our homeschool. Basically, we're doing bare bones. We're just surviving. I'm still trying to figure out how to rework what we are doing. Mott Media is working. Copy work is working. Ray's Arithmetic we finished for the year already. And I have a new resource that I found from Laurel at Land of Kakiak. Has a math facts workbook on Etsy. It's like $5. It does math facts for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And she has flashcards, which I'll show you, for abacus math that they can do on their own. So instead of going on to McGuffey's, the second grade math, instead of just like going through that, I decided let's just hang out in our addition, subtraction, math facts and do her DIY math fact book, which we're doing, and he said he likes, so that's good. And he also loves using the abacus and the abacus card, so that's going well, and that's kind of like what we're doing for math for the rest of this school year, or until we run out, until we finish those, and then I'll figure something else out. We're in CC and they're supposed to be coming out with the math map. It won't be out for his grade level yet, so I'm like, but there's like free resources for people who are part of CC that you can download and print for your kids. So I'm like weighing the options. Do I do that? Do I just stick with Raise for another year and wait until they actually like fully lay out the curriculum, because they won't have like the teacher books and stuff. So I don't know how to teach math classically, so I feel like right now we should he already knows how to tell time. He knows how to use bar graphs. He's memorizing all the math stuff for CC, which is all the different equations and the times tables and everything. I think if we just hang out with our math facts and keep going with Raise for another year, that would probably be sufficient. I can probably, easy peasy, all-in-one homeschool. You can download their printables for free for like each grade. And I might just go through their printables. He really likes those. And every once in a while, he can just use those. And I'll fill in whatever, like telling time. He already can tell time, though, to the minute. So it's like, it would just be practice for him. I don't know. And it would give him they have more math fact practice. But I already have this workbook. It's $5 for the math facts workbook with addition all the way through division from Land of Kakiak. So I'm going to show you that really quickly. And I'm going to kind of show you how I've tried to regain my homeschool sanity, because it was slipping like big time. I was like in the dregs, which I haven't posted anything, in the dregs of just homeschool like depression, which I feel like hits everybody around this time of year. There's another video by another mom, Rachel, from our homeschool plan, and she posted about the same thing, and so many people have commented about how they're feeling the same way. And so I'll try and post a link to that too, so you can see that. But I'm gonna kind of show you really quick what I put together to try and regain homeschool sanity, and show myself that even though I don't think I'm doing enough, because we are in this toddler stage, that I'm actually doing more than I think that I'm doing, and I'm really happy with that, and it's making me feel less depressed and stressed out about our homeschool. So let me show you really quick. If you see my other videos, this is like my homeschool planner, and I have it on my Google Docs, and I just update it from time to time to change up what we're doing. So I kind of put in every day of the week and what we do. And I've added little check boxes. So basically what we're doing pretty much every day now is our morning time. And I've incorporated some Scribblers stuff into that. And I have a video on the whole Scribblers at Home curriculum that's from Classical Conversations. You do not need to be part of Classical Conversations to do it. If you want to homeschool classically, it's a great resource to just give you activities and things you can do to make your homeschool classical. You obviously, there's a lot of resources in there that you would need to get from CC to add into it to make it work, but it does work. So we're doing that. The 5 most essentials of our homeschool are Bible, scripture memory, hymn memory, catechism memory, and prayers and pledges. We do pledge allegiance to the Bible, to the Christian flag, and to the United States. So that's all our morning basket. And one encouragement during this whole storm of crazy homeschoolness has been my son said this is his favorite part of the day. So I'm like, oh, I'm doing something right. Side note, we've also been asked to do a video on my husband's Meniere's disease. Right now, he's kind of struggling with it, so we have not been able to sit down and do that video yet. But once we get through this bout of difficulty with him, we'll try and sit down and do a video and kind of hopefully tell you how we're getting out of it. Basically, he's had to go on a no salt, no caffeine diet. We don't know why this bout has hit him since he has been doing that. It's like there's ebbs and flows with Meniere's disease. Once he gets through that waves of, okay. So once he gets through this wave of Meniere's, we'll try and get that video out. Yeah, pray for him if you think of him in your prayers. So they're building a fort, so they're asking me about blankets right now. So I'm a little distracted. Okay, back to the plan. So this is kind of, then for arithmetic, we're not doing Raise right now because we already finished it. For the preschooler, that's Griff, we're just doing number recognition, trying to get him to he's very good at counting. He's always loved counting, and he can count to pretty high for his age. Well, at least I think, but he doesn't, he's auditory, so he has a hard time visualizing what the numbers look like. So we're just working on that right now. Super simple, super easy. Doing it on the chalkboard wall takes about 2 minutes. And then Phoenix, we're doing his addition and subtraction facts. That's the part of Laurel's book that I printed out and I put into a folder like this one right here. This has something else he's doing for Phoenix, and that's his math book. I put some of the, I'll just show you. So for Griffin, who's the preschooler, I just have paper in here and I write his letters and he traces over them because he has told me he wants to learn to write. So that's kind of what I'm doing for him, so he can do that. And then for recognition, I write things on the board and we go over it, but then I printed out, my husband needs to print out different things so that he can, he did one today, it's a robot, I don't know where he put it, but different things that he can do, number recognition by doing dots to dots, or letter recognition. Today did an airplane, but I think the toddler got to it, so it's crumpled up somewhere. Homeschooling with toddler has been, and then these are Kinder Writing. They're free printables from Easy Peasy. And so he likes to do these sometimes. And yeah, he's very auditory. So I find that when he actually can write something or get active with something, it helps him to implant the visual with the auditory. The oldest was very visual. So I'm trying to learn how to homeschool an auditory learner. On the plus side, Griffin has an incredible level of just listening comprehension that we struggle with the more visual learner, which is the oldest one. So pros and cons, everybody has their struggles, and everybody has their giftingness, and it's just a matter of discovering that with each child, and it's an adventure and it's a struggle, and it requires a lot of prayer and leaning on the Lord. So all things that are good for us. So for Phoenix, I have 2 folders. So this is his arithmetic folder, which is Laurel's program for addition and subtraction. She has a flashcard tracker. I'm not using it because I just do them pretty much every day a little bit. So this is from Easy Peasy, first grade level. So I printed all these out for him because he likes to do those. And then these are a resource from CC Connected for skip counting, just to reinforce what he's learning in CC. And then these are her pages. So she goes through, she has one page where they trace, one page where, right, like this one, we just practice it, like I practice it on the board with this part on the board with him, just to get him really quick with these math facts. And then I cover this up and he fills this in and he's getting faster. And then tomorrow he'll be test day to see how fast he can get through that. And then because he does like skip counting, then he'll have 2 break days where he'll do a skip counting page, 2 skip counting pages probably in one day because he likes mazes and stuff. And then we'll do an easy peasy for a couple of days, one day here, and then I'll probably incorporate some of our math facts from Laurel's program into this. And then we'll go back. So I figured that gives him variety back and forth. And then I also have extra dot to dots for him, just for recognizing numbers into their hundreds and 200s that he can do. But that's what I print. So this is his math workbook, arithmetic workbook for right now. It's a DIY. And then when he's done with this, we'll just probably jump back into Raise, because I feel like this one here, he knows how to tell time, but he'll still have fun doing this. So, sometimes it's fun just to review things, even though they're easy. So when we're done with this, I'll probably just jump back into Raise, print out her multiplication resources, and also print out the 2nd grade pages from Easy Peasy and stick those in there, and just make another do-it-yourself math workbook, because he's expressed to me that he really does enjoy these. So I don't really want to purchase a whole workbook, but if I can edit it and make it to what we want it to be for him, then I'm just gonna make DIY from different people's resources math workbooks for him to meet what his needs are. And then for language, he also told me, so I have him doing copy work. He's told me he really wants to learn cursive. I always write in cursive, most of the time write in cursive, and he sees his friends writing cursive. So I had him start his copy work here. This is the verse that they're learning, the scripture verses that they're learning for CC. But then he expressed that he does not like to do this anymore. He said he wants to do it in cursive and learn cursive. So that's what we've been working on. I switched him over to that. I've just been giving him small chunks because he does not like to write for long periods of time yet. He's still young. So we've just been going through, we've been discussing how to make the words. He gets excited about it, which I love, and it's encouraging. We've only done the first page, but it's taken us 3 days. We talked about how to make the uppercase J today. And then we're just going to slowly work through here. I noticed that CC has a program called Prescripts, which you can start kids at as young as age 3, depending on their abilities, with just learning cursive. So I might, for this whenever we're done with this, I might just get the prescripts for Griffin, which is the preschooler who's going to be starting CC this coming August, and the prescripts for Phoenix's age level, and have them do the CC prescripts. They have Bible prescripts that really takes them through scripture, which would be awesome. They have math prescripts, they have history prescripts, all different kinds of things, and they can keep doing them as they level up. There's 4 levels, and they can keep doing them all the way through their high school years, and it just levels up. Eventually they'll copy American documents, and they'll copy famous poetry, and so it just moves up with them. And I'm like, oh, that might be a great copy work resource for them, just to get them used to the art of cursive writing, and it also incorporates other learning into there. Whenever we can bunch learning together, which is a Ruth B. Chick thing, she talks about that, combine as many subjects into one as possible. Speaking of that, our read aloud time has been all about that. So I got books about, one's called Mission Edition, and then there are these books right here. So they're on their vacation. We did this today and we talked about it. So that's part of our grammar. And I just put it down here. I don't type it in. Whatever we get to, I get to. From Scribblers, we've been talking about when we're done reading our McGuffey, I have him pick up, okay, let's look at a couple sentences. What are the subject in the sentence? What's the verb? And going through that. Latin, Scribblers has John 1:1 through 14 in English, Latin, and I've added Spanish. I typed it up and I put it in their morning menus, and so we're using that as our Spanish curriculum for the time being, and we're going through that. That's one of our Scribblers things that we're incorporating. Yes.
Does he go around my house or walk?
Okay, get another one. Just don't wake up the baby, please. Okay. So writing all this down. So we do arithmetic. There's also abacus flashcards, which I'll show you in a minute. We do Griffin's just doing ABC recognition, which I showed you and we're doing on the board. And then I just write his letters and traces over them. Phoenix, we're going through phonics made plain. Griffey knows the sounds of his letters, but he doesn't know what they look like. So I don't know how that, like, he was listening to me do phonograms with Phoenix. And so if I say, what does J say? He can tell me, but he can't like point out a J. So he's very auditory. So I don't know what to do with that. We're kind of figuring it out, trying to put it back together. I don't know. And then I have Phoenix read aloud to me. We paused Griffey's reading program for a time being because he's reached kind of like a level where he can't go further right now. So she says to pause the Learn to Read program, which is from Easy Peasy, and wait 6 months and then come back again. And I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to work on writing and letters, which is what he wants to do anyway. And we'll come back to reading when he's a bit older and more mature. And knows more of his phonics and can actually recognize his letters. So who knows, we might do writing road to reading for him because he just seems to do better with that. So then for writing time, he just traces, and then Phoenix is doing his cursive tracing. I was having him also do copy work from McGuffey's, but that's just too much for him. So we just, like I did today, point to sentences and point about their parts and talk about them and talk about the book and what it means and how it applies to our life and the scriptures, and that's it. We just have a conversation, a classical conversation. I try to ask him probing questions to get him to come up with his own ideas versus implanting them there. And then today we have the Big Book of Science from The Good and the Beautiful. I didn't love their science curriculum, but the Big Book of Science that comes with it is really awesome. We talked about mosquitoes. We're reading Justin Morgan Had a Horse, and we're reading some Aesop, and I'm like, oh wow. Once I write all this in, I'm like, wow, I'm actually doing a lot more than I think I'm doing. And the kids are getting a ton of free play time. They're learning. The house cleaning is kind of fallen by the wayside in this toddler stage. I got to get back on it because the boys actually love house cleaning day and helping out. It's been easier for me just to take the bull by the horns and do it myself lately because we're in a stressful season right now. Adventure Club is kind of like Awana. They learn scripture and theology and stuff. So we've been doing that. And I said at the end of the day, if all we do is CC group day, I play so the way we do CC memory work at home is I just play it while they're playing. I play the songs in the background while they're playing. And they catch on to it. I don't review it with them. I don't quiz them on it. That's just what we do. Okay, just don't wake your brother. And then we have PE for like 3 hours on Fridays. So that's a lot, but the kids love it. And so if we did that and this and Adventure Club and Sunday school, then just incorporated some of this other stuff and made sure we did our Bible time, then we're good. So these are the math flashcards. These are like the easiest section of the flashcards. And the flashcards, everything's like $5. So this is $5 for addition and subtraction flashcards. So they do 2 plus 2 on the abacus, and she has videos showing how to do that. And then they check their answer. And then once they do these basic single digits, they move into, so this I'm probably going to pass on to the preschooler soon because he loves numbers and really wants to do this. So then, like, we've been doing double digit with the first grader, and we're teaching him how to put 27 on there and then add 19. And he's learning his place values, and then he can check it here. And I printed these and laminated them with the it's called like self-adhesive laminator. So you don't even need a lamination machine. You can it's like 2 pieces of clear plastic that you stick together. So I didn't need to print these on cardstock either because it actually that kind of lamination makes it thick. So, side note. So they go through this, and then there's also double digit subtraction, which we have not gotten to yet, but then he can just sit there and go through these flashcards and practice and check his answers. So I give him a few flashcards a day, and he just kind of like goes through, warms himself up, and gets to use the abacus. We had to get a new abacus because the toddler like completely killed our other abacus. I don't know if this toddler is more challenging or it's just more challenging to have a toddler when you have multiple, like 3 children because they don't get as much individual attention, but and supervision. So that's what that is. I remade the boys' menus. I think I went through this in another video. Their new schedule that they've been doing, that's been going well. This is what we're doing for that. And then this is mine. I put kind of a planner together, which I'm not even using. It didn't work out for me. It came with the scribblers, but it is what it is. Okay, so that's kind of what we're doing right now to make things sane again. And so I hope this video was helpful. If you are feeling stressed and like not loving homeschooling right now, you're not alone. There's a lot of other moms that feel the same way. I found that writing down what we're doing each day is really helping me see that I'm actually doing something, and I am still refining how we want to continue homeschooling, like my hair is so crazy, how we want to proceed, you know, like maybe not in this next school year. We school through the summer, so we take winter off, a long winter break. So we're still figuring things out, trying to deal with life circumstances and trying to make the best of their education, still enjoy it. I have really enjoyed just doing read aloud time with them for science, history. We've been doing Imagination Station, which is right back here, for history. We have been doing the Big Book of Science. We've been listening to Jonathan Park in the car for science, and we're learning so many things just by reading aloud and doing stories together. Even Justin Morgan Had a Horse, that's literature and history because it's based on a true story. Yes. Thank you. Okay. I was given animals. So yeah, just I hope this encourages you. If you like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.